Hi, Appleton West community. This is Mr. McClowry, the West High School Activities Director, and I am pleased to share this information with everybody tonight. So what's going to happen is we are going to be able to start to come back to campus and give student athletes an opportunity to work with our coaches. And so we've been working over the last 4 weeks with the other athletic directors, the nursing and medical staff, and community disease control organizations here in Appleton, along with the WIAA and local, state, and national agencies. So a lot of folks involved to be able to create a plan to bring our student athletes back to campus. And so this video here is going to unpack our plan, all the different pieces of it, but there's also accompanying links and documents that go along with this video. But in watching this video is important, and then following up with the information that I'm providing in the links as well. So a few things. First of all, our return to play plan is going to be starting on Monday, July 6th. And the emphasis is going to be on bringing student athletes back for strength, conditioning, flexibility, agility training. And because of the limitations that are put on us, we're only going to be allowed to have students come on campus for 1 hour a day. And so our emphasis is going to be on strength training, not sport-specific training. Addition to that, we certainly want to give students opportunities to connect with their coaches and their teammates, but there are going to be some very strict social distancing plans that are put in place that I'm going to unpack for you here. I want you to think about this. The whole reason why we are starting with this return to play plan, and the first phase of it anyways, phase one, is because of these guiding principles. Number one, we want to get students back to school in some way, shape, or form in the fall. It's certainly going to look different than it did last fall, but we want to get kids back to school. Next, in conjunction with our conference and our county and the WIAA, we want to be able to start our fall athletic seasons safely come August. But before we can do any of that, we need to start these return to play phases to be able to get our kids emotionally, physically, and mentally ready. So what we are doing is what many schools are doing in our area, giving students opportunities to come back onto campus safely with strict protocols in place. So what I'm going to be doing shortly is I'm going to be explaining what some of the details look like, and I hope to be able to answer all your questions. So as we start to talk in a little more detail about our plan, there's a couple of things I need to point out. Number one, this needs to be considered a very fluid plan, meaning that what we're putting out for day one and day two could actually change by day three because of the conditions in our county and our state, particularly dealing with COVID-19. Our goal is to communicate with you through all of the means that we normally do, using TeamSnap, using email, using our platform of our school website, and using Facebook, our Tearbacker Facebook site as well. So we will have all kinds of ways to continually communicate, but it's very important for us to look at this as this is our best plan, our best foot forward, knowing that it could change again at any time. So the phase one plan, we're hopeful that it's going to last 2 weeks, and then the second half of July we'll be able to get to the second phase. But what's going to dictate what happens to moving on to phase two is going to be how successful not just Appleton School District is, but the surrounding districts are as well as we navigate our phase ones. So a lot of pieces into play here, but we're going to do the best we can to take care of our business in Appleton. So some of the supporting documentation that you're getting along with this video are this. You're going to be getting a hard copy, electronic version that you have to create your hard copy of a waiver form that we're using for all 3 high schools in the city. A copy of that waiver form needs to come back to Appleton West High School, signed by parent and student, the first day students show up to get their phase one workouts in, which is likely going to be July 6th for most athletes. Another thing you're going to see is a document that is our general schedule. And on this, you're going to see you're going to be able to see the facilities that we're using, what sports are going to be coming in at particular times. And this is an important thing. You're going to be seeing what time students need to come to check in, what time they start, what time they finish. And then you'll also see a cleaning period that students are not necessarily a part of. It's a 15-minute period between each of our sessions. And I'm going to talk specifically about the entry process in a little while. But I want to talk to you about how we're going to organize groups. Another form that's going to be coming through is in the form of a link. It's going to be our our group request or a time slot request form. So students will look at the general schedule. They will see, okay, if they're a football player, okay, they're a football player, they're a ninth grade football player. Here's the time frame that we're setting aside for ninth grade football players. So a ninth grade football player will sign up for the particular link. And as you can see, we have our time slots color coded and we have our spaces color coded. So for example, we have purple 1A and 1B. Well, those are going to be football time slots, and the check-in times at 8:20 for those, ending at 9:30. So that's an example. Okay. In addition, you have a detailed plan of our return to play plan, what that looks like. And I want to point out in the very last page, it has the contact information for our coaching staff, for Kayla Schneider, our athletic trainer, and then also myself. This is a great way to communicate with coaches. And I want to emphasize again, parents and student athletes, if you're not getting information communicated to you from your sport coach's Team Snap account, that means he or she does not have your information. So use the email on the last page of the plan for the particular coach. Let them know, Coach, I'm not getting the information from you via Team Snap, and they will get you hooked up. So please make sure you take care of that. Team Snap is the way that we want to continue to communicate with families and our student athletes. That's the number one primary way we'd like to do that. Also, one of the things you're going to see is you're going to see a link to a daily COVID-19 screening survey. This is an important piece. I'm going to talk a little more details about it in a little while here, but this is very important for our kids. So let's talk about the groups. So for any particular station or space, our policy is that we can only have 9 total kids and 1 coach, so 10 total people in one space at any one time. And so when you look at the general schedule, you're going to see that we've staggered our start times, we've staggered our check-in times as well, so that we can have as much social distancing as possible during our process. So there's going to be 9 kids in a group. Students will have to remain in the same group for the entire length of phase 1, so they can't switch groups. 60 minutes a day and 4 days a week is going to be what we have for each group. So in phase 1, if things work according to plan, students will have 8 workouts in our place under our supervision with their coaches and with social distancing with their teammates during the process. The other piece I want to mention about phase 1 is we will not be using footballs, volleyballs. We're not going to be using the pool. This is all going to be strength training, flexibility training, agility training, getting our kids ready, hopefully, for phase 2, and then which will get them ready for their fall season. All right, let's talk a little bit about what each day will look like. So the protocol for each day is this. This is how student athletes in this phase will be starting their day. You're going to be clicking a link that is attached with the rest of this information. That's a link that you're going to click on every morning, and you're going to take a short self-screening survey. And if you answer yes to any of those questions on the survey, which are related to COVID-19 symptoms, you're going to be staying home that day. I'll talk a little more about that in a minute. But the first thing you need to do is take that screening test. Then you need to get your water bottle ready. You need to put on your mask because you're going to be required to have a mask and to wear it inside and out. We're going to strongly encourage you that you wear it during your workout, but at the minimum, it needs to be on when you enter and when you exit our facility. No exceptions there. Don't be late. If you are late for your check-in time, you will not be able to work out that day. This is not a gray area for us. It doesn't matter if there was a train. Doesn't matter if you had to drop off your little brother. We need to be absolutely sharp on this process here, making sure we are in and out and we are following complete and total protocol to keep our kids safe. We are going to make sure that we social distance as well when you get here. So those are all important parts of what we're doing on a daily basis. I want to remind you too, before, during, and after, We're going to be maintaining 6 feet. So we're going to be working out and maintaining 6 feet in between each other at least. There's no handshakes, no hugs, no slaps on the back, no type of physical contact between staff or our students at all. Our entry process looks like this. We're going to have a single entry point, and there are trained screeners that are going to be under a tent. And this is going to be by the black iron gates by the pool parking lot entrance. An area of that parking lot will be blocked off for no vehicles. There will likely be an opportunity to drop off students there and maybe some limited parking, but many of the spots are going to be taken up for social distancing purposes. But here's what happens at the pool gate. You line up by one of the cones, and when you get called forward to have your screening done, you're going to come through the gate, and they're going to check. Do you have your water bottle? If you don't have a water bottle with you, they will not let you in. You must have a water bottle when you come on campus. They're going to see if you have your mask on. If you have your mask on, you can come in. If you don't have a mask, they're going to send you home. So water bottle, mask have to be there. That first day, you need to make sure you bring your waiver form with you. Okay. We will have waivers available that day. I want to make that clear because not everybody has a printer. That's the one thing we need a paper copy of. Also, you're going to have your temperature checked that day as well. And so we have tested screeners to do that. Your temperature will be taken every day and also be recorded every day as well. We need to track temperatures. So a few things again, as I mentioned, when you took the survey at home, if you answer yes to any of those questions, you need to stay home. But please email Kayla, our athletic trainer, to let us know why you stayed home that particular day. We need to be able to track this information. Also, if you come in and your temperature is above 100.4, you're not going to be able to work out that day. We'll do a double check on your temperature, but then Kayla Schneider, our trainer, she will call your family to let them know why you were not able to work out that day and then what your next step is if you have that symptom. So I want to point out a few other things. Lockers will not be available. Bubblers will not be available. Just the water bottle filling stations. Every student athlete is required to have their own bottle. We cannot share bottles in any way. We're not going to let you work out and exert yourself if you do not have a water bottle. That makes common sense. So please have a plan in place to have a bottle. Also, there's going to be limited bathroom use. We are hoping that within a 60-minute period that the use of a washroom would be very limited. We understand there's circumstances that might require that. We'll use common sense in this area as well. So the entry point is by the pool gates. The exit point will be at a different location. So we will not be exiting and entering the same place. This is very important. When you are done with your workout, you're going to be escorted out by your coach that worked your station. When you leave, you're going to maintain social distance, but this is what's going to help us be safe, and this is what's going to help us get to the next stage, hopefully safely, is you need to go home. You need to put your clothes in the washing machine. You need to shower. You need to wash your water bottle. Those hygiene things are extremely important for your own safety on a daily basis. So please make that a part of what you do. Showering and washing your clothes. And we do suggest you bring your own hand towel with you as well, but we will provide all kinds of cleaning supplies and disinfectant at the entry, at the exit, and throughout all of our stations. You'll have the opportunity to continually wash your hands, and also you'll have the opportunity to clean any weight training equipment that you use after each use. All right, so we're getting toward the end of our video. Thank you so much for your time, but we are on the home stretch here. So next steps, please read the plan. Read it in detail. Read it again. Spend some time looking at the return to play plan as a family. Make note of the contact information on the last page for our coaches. I think the last page is really critical because it lets you know what your next steps are right now, what your next steps are for next week in our phase one part of our plan. And then it'll give you an indication of some of the things that are coming up hopefully later in July. And then, of course, our contact information. Please look at the plan. Look at the general workout chart. Look at the colors. Look at the time. Look at the sports that are indicated there. Then click on the request the time slot link. Please do this by 6 p.m. on July 3rd, by Friday. If you don't fill it out by then, if we miss somebody, then we're probably going to miss somebody. That's the way it's going to have to be. We're on a time crunch here. But everybody that fills it out by 6 p.m. on July 3rd, we'll honor them and get them into a group. The groups will be finalized and assigned by myself and a group of coaches and Kayla, our trainer. Our plan is to get that information out later in the day on July 4th, so you have some time to prepare getting ready for Monday. Please right now print out the waiver form and have that ready. Put that by the door. Have it ready to go to bring it to us on Monday, July 6th. And then get in the habit. Look at that screening survey. Every survey is going to be time-stamped, so we will have it. We know that you've taken it home the morning of. We'll pull it up on our screen. We'll be able to see that you answer the questions individually. And it's also on our end administratively, we'll be able to add the temperature. So that's going to be part of what we do. Those are some next steps, and we all need to do this. No exceptions on this, please. So I want to share a few things about the groups because I understand we're going to get these questions, and I understand we have student athletes that do not drive. It's just the nature of the beast. We're not going to honor any requests. We won't have the ability to honor requests about pairing kids with other kids because of rides. We don't have a way to do that right now, so we're not going to be able to honor it. If you can't make it on a particular day for a workout, then you don't work out that day. At least you don't work out with us. We're not going to combine groups. We're not going to change groups. The groups are going to be the groups. So if we have 9 kids signed up for a group and only 7 show up, then that group only has 7 that particular day. The best thing you could do is communicate with the head coach who's running your sport, your drill. If you have specific questions about what is specifically happening during their workout time, and go directly to the coaches. If it's a medical question, that would be Kayla. COVID-19 symptoms, that would be Kayla as well. If there's any big picture items that don't fit in those categories, you can certainly contact me, and I will do my best to get you the answers. Please, we need to be patient during this time. Nothing about this is fair. I guarantee nothing about what we're going to do right now is fair. High school athletics aren't fair as it is, but this whole process is not fair. But we're going to do the best that we can. We ask that you're patient and help us to put our kids in a situation to be safe and successful as possible. This is certainly not going to be perfect, but this is going to give us the opportunity to try some things out that have been very well planned. And some of the protocols we're putting in place now are likely going to be some similar protocols you might have in place when we come back to school in September. Our goal is to get our kids back in a safe way. And this is our start in that process. We need everybody's contribution and everybody to please follow the policies that we're putting in place. Thank you for your time. Please email me if you have any questions. We plan on hitting the ground running on Monday, July 6th. And if you decide to opt out, we completely understand. Some of our coaches have opted out. We understand that some of our student athletes may not feel comfortable coming to school. It will not be held against you in any way. When phase 2 comes around, we'll be communicating about that soon. Hopefully, you would have the opportunity to opt in for phase 2. And if you make a decision to wait until the fall to August, if you're planning on doing a fall sport, all I ask you to do is this: find a way to get a virtual workout, communicate with your coach on what you could be doing in preparation. It will be very difficult to come and try to participate at a high level in a high school sport if you have done no type of strength training, agility, conditioning training, and mental preparation. So please communicate with your coaches. Okay, that's enough for now. A lot of information. Thank you for listening. Let's figure out how we can get better and keep our kids safe. I look forward to seeing you soon.